Hello everyone, welcome back. So, a couple videos ago, I had mentioned I was going to make a Frankenlantern. And Ron, I was talking to Ron and I chat. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a Frankenlantern. You know, I just got to get a parts 200A and blah, blah, blah. And of course, Ron, being the kind, generous, awesome brother that he is, says, well, what do you need? So, went over a little bit of list of what I needed, and to turn this LP lantern into a Frankenlantern. And of course, he boxed everything up and he sent it to me. Brother, I'm telling you, man, you just continually warm my heart. You're just so awesome. I can't thank you enough. So I am going to call this the RonDom Frankenlantern. For short, it's going to be the RD Franky. I like it. All right, so let's do a little work on this first, and then we're going to open that box. So we'll take the ball nut off, put it in the box. Take the bail off. I know some people think this is sacrilege, but I'm not actually ruining this. Yes, I'm taking the frame off and I'm taking the ventilator, which is in awesome shape. But if I ever wanted down the road, I could rebuild this or put it back together. So there we go. We'll take this little pal nut off. We'll set that aside because this is all we need off of that. So it's basically a 200 frame which fits the 200A, fits this LP. If it was stainless steel, it would fit the 202. Yeah, so we have this. We're going to dump this. I'll disassemble this. I showed that multiple times, but basically there's just a nut up here, and this whole assembly comes apart. The U-tube, the air tube, the venturi, and the vent hanger. So this will go into a Vapo Rub, the steel parts, and the brass parts are going to go into citric acid for a little bath. So let's get this out of the way. Let's get this box open. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Whoa. So we got the washers. I'll replace these with some stainless steel washers that I made. And there you have it. You got a 200A. And this puppy was made 3 of 70. And someone put a... That looks like a Social Security number. It's called. It's engraved in the bottom. That's actually pretty cool. So this will get stripped down. This frame will go on there with this vent. So I gotta take everything apart. I'll put this in a vise and I'll show you how to do that. Then he wrapped up the generator. So we got the generator. This should be the globe. Let's see if it made the trip. Oh yeah, he packed it good. Oh yeah. It's in one piece. Nice. So we got the globe. What do we got in here? Ah, the collar, the frame rest. Oh yeah. All right, let's get rid of that box. Let me reposition the camera, get out my vise, and I'll show you how to get this valve out. And then I have to decide if I want to make this a two-part video because I still have to get the paint for this. I'm not sure what color it's coming up on the camera, but the closest I could think just by looking at it, it's sort of a cream, off-whitish, pearlish color. It's very weird. So I got to see if I get something to match this, because this is basically going to be a off-white lantern. Or if I might try to find a place that could do a color match, because that would be awesome. But, you know, again, the event is separated by the frame, right, before you get down to there. So something pretty close will look good. So let me get the vise out, and I'll show you how to take this valve out, and I'm going to show you one other tip. All right, so I got my most awesome vise from Rob. We're going to pop this in here. Now, I want to give you a tip. When you take a valve out, or at least I found in my, you know, restorations, and you end up cleaning everything, sometimes it doesn't want to clock where it was. When I mean clock, let me open this again. So that the valve ends up where it's supposed to be. All right, so this is centered between the filler cap on the left and the pump on the right. So what I did was I would take a measurement, and it doesn't matter what you use, as long as you get a measurement, and I measure from the top of here, right on that little recess, to the bottom of the bunghole. Okay, so that comes out to, on this one, it's just shy of 25 millimeters. Let's see, I gotta get close to see that, and there's some crud on there. So that is actually a little shy of 24 millimeters, which matches what I wrote down on here, 23.5 millimeters for a 200A valve. And so that way, when I'm putting it back together, I could tell that I have it in the right place, because you don't want this too low, because you'll pull the frame down too tightly. And you don't want it too high, because you won't have a lot of thread to put the pound nut. So not too low, not too high. So that's just a little tip. I mean, that's what I do. It just makes it easier for me. All right, so let's get this valve out. All right, so another thing I learned from Rob, he made this little socket where you ground out the middle, okay? Then I just get a couple pieces of leather, put them on the sides here so I don't damage the brass. Pop this socket on top. Get it down as far as I can. Put my wrench in. I got to get in here. My arm's probably going to be in the way, but oh, that was easy. Sometimes they're a little tight. Ooh, nice and crusty. All right, so I'm not going to show every single little thing. I've done that. Again, if you're interested in knowing more details and anything that I'm doing now, just let me know in the comments if you're a new viewer, and I'll point you in a direction of where I gave more detail. So the valve assembly's out. We'll set that aside. And we're going to pull out the pump. Got a leather cap, that's nice. I just want to clean this off before I throw it into the parts bin. Just keeps things a little neater. All right, we'll take the stem out. Should have made sure that was loose before I pulled this out. Okay. All right, we'll pull the filler cap off. 3-piece filler cap. I'll put a new gasket in there. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to take the check valve out, because I'm going to clean the inside, which Ron said was looking good. And I'm going to strip the paint, and I like to have the check valve out. This way I could blow air all through it and get it all cleaned up. So let me get my check valve tool. All right, if you're working on these lanterns with any frequency, you're going to want one of these tools, okay? One side is a 1/4 32 and the other side is 8/32, and it has different size slot widths to pull the check valves out. Now, if it's a one-time thing, you might get away with getting a big old screwdriver and getting it out, but I don't advise that. But it is what it is. All right, so let's see. We'll get this. We'll screw this into the check valve. And then I always start with the wider side. And if it doesn't fit, you can flip it around to, yep, that fits perfect. You flip it around to the thinner side. Now you want to put this nut on. You want to give it a little tighten. You don't want to go crazy on it, but you just want to make it tight enough that that's going to hold into the slot on the check valve. All right, now I need a 5/8 wrench. And I'm going to have to turn this because I'm at a bad angle. Futzing around here. All right, put our 5/8 on here. And I like to kind of hold it like this with my hand and then just give it a good break like that. And that's all it takes. It should have, yep, that loosened right up. And there's your check valve. Now you come back, loosen this. And woo, this is oily. All right, now there's a little ball bearing in there. Probably not going to be able to see it, but you shake this. I don't know if you can hear it, but it'll rattle. That's what you want, okay? So check valve is good. We're going to clean it anyway. But, all right, you know what? I think I'm going to make this the part 1 because the tank's got to be stripped. The other parts got to be cleaned. And I have to get the paint, which I don't have. I don't even know how long that's going to take. And I'll be honest with you, the way the humidity has been down here, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to paint it because I paint outside. You know, and depending on the paint, you know, you may need something below 60% humidity, 50% humidity. And I always pay attention to that because it will ruin the paint job. So, yep, I'll make this a part 1. We got all our stuff here. I mean, this is basically like a, you know, a rebuild, restore, whatever you want to call it. But thanks to Ron, the RD Franky is on its way. So we'll end this as part 1. And like always, everyone, I'm going to say it. I'm sending you all much, much love and appreciation, my brothers and sisters. And Ron, you're getting an extra hug. So stay tuned for part 2. I'll let you know, you know, when we can get the paint and all that good stuff. And we'll put this puppy together and we'll light her up. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And we'll see you on the next one.